Sorry, I did a tap tap twice and I don't. Okay, it's recording now. Hi, patrons. I'm sober right now, but you probably couldn't guess from that botched intro. This is the drunk episode where I'm ripping off drunk history. I mean, doing a fun thing where I'm drunk. Please drink hypocritically. I don't know, it always feels weird to be like, please drink responsibly, but now I'm about to do this and it's gonna be a blast. But I'm not driving anywhere. I'm not operating any heavy machinery. My roommate's home if I need help with anything, so don't you worry. But yeah, this is the episode where I'm going to get drunk for real. I did an episode where I pretended to be drunk, so we'll see what they look like back to back. Also, I was going to deliberately only get the thumbnail for the drunk part, but I've learned a thing or two about not planning ahead, so just in case I need it. There, fun. Though, truly, I want the thumbnail to come from when I'm actually drunk. So yeah, this one's got some edits. This one's got some stuff going on. So maybe I'll explain a little bit of it up front. Well, I'm going to explain it in the body of the show too. So, but yeah, if you're watching this right now, I'm not drunk yet. This one's going to have an edit in it. Most of the shows don't, but some of them, need a passage of time lapse. And we don't start the gimmick until I get in. Again, stuff you're all going to know from the body of the show. So what am I doing? Also, why am I paying attention to the time code? This is the drunk episode. Nothing's going to make any sense. Maybe. I don't know. Let's find out. All right. Let me get queued up here. I don't know how I started the fake drunk show. I swear to drunk I'm not God. And then this is where the theme song goes. I'm like weirdly worried I don't have everything all set. I need to be quiet here. This is where the theme song goes. This is everyone's favorite part of the video version where I just don't say anything. But it helps. I can see on the waveform where the silent part is. But this one's gonna be like really heavily edited because it's the drunk one. You're listening to Fix My Car Cast, hosted by Bear Claw Billy, and this is episode 89. Comedian and musician Keith Hebert is wiping down the counter and pointing at the door. But first, housekeeping. This is the show where you pick what I say and how I say it. Pick a topic or prompt by donating to the GoFundMe, and vote on the gimmick by joining my Patreon for just $1 a month. Join at the $5 or higher level and also get bonus episodes and behind-the-scenes footage. Links are in the description. Also down there, merch. Get yourself some merch. Get a shirt. Get two in case you puke on one. No new donors this week. The total raised for paying off my car repair debt is still holding at $1,501. That's becoming the best part of the show, isn't it? Also, when we get to $2,000, we unlock an automatic show gimmick, which is I will watch all the Fast and Furious movies back to back and then record my podcast at the end. Fun fact, did you know that this whole podcast disappears when we hit $3,000? I can stop whenever I want. Hey, do you like the theme song? No? Well, if you make a donation of $50 or more, in addition to picking an episode topic, you get to change one thing about the theme song forever, unless somebody else changes it back. Want me to melodically homage a semisonic deep cut? I'll do it. $50. Name a second semisonic song. No new patrons this week, bummer. Now it's time for a topic suggestion. I'll suggest topics I think I could easily talk about for a whole episode, though admittedly I think the show is more fun when it's something I'm completely clueless about. So, something I could talk about is how awesome Nicole is at getting shit done. Yes, I've been informed my friend Nicole listens to Fix My Car Cast while doing things around the house, and apparently hearing Billy go off about some shit is very motivating. So why not sponsor an episode where I literally cheer them on the whole time? Want to help Nicole out? Donate today. You're helping two people. And now, a friendly reminder that I have a spooky new album out. It's called Cult Horror Original Motion Picture Soundtrack. And it is both a love letter to horror movie scores and a concept album as a soundtrack to a film that doesn't exist. So please go check it out, leave a review, tell your friends, etc., etc. Check the links in the description and enjoy the album about which one friend said, "It really takes off at The Beast's Rise," or what was it called? Also, no new data on the physical effects of my album Etholog. We're still at 1 it made me sick and 1 it made me horny. Give me your results. Checking in on the best city in the world based on which city listened to the last episode the most, and we've got us another singles night tie. Ties are broken by whichever city listened to the most episodes, and our big winner is Westbrook, Maine. Congratulations, Westbrook, Maine. You cannot be defeated. Let it be known, let it be known that your Église Saint-Léger, La Maison de la Lieutenance, and Chateau de Triac are the best in the world for 7 days. Have you guys figured out that the landmarks aren't really from Westbrook? And if you look them up, each one might be a little bonus joke. The best thing about jokes is when they're hard to get. Last episode, I talked about the Economic Cooperation Organization while doing a Dr. Emmett L. Brown voice. Side note, we had 2 listeners from Massachusetts, and there's a Back to the Future museum in Massachusetts, so I got very excited that I was on the radar. But I think it's Hubbardtown. Oh, God, I don't know. Sorry, I'm on a tangent here, but I just got very excited that the owner of the Back to the Future Museum maybe heard Fix My DeLorean cast. Anyway, let me go back because it's just such a big fucking dork about Back to the Future. Last episode, I talked about the Economic Cooperation Organization while doing a Dr. Emmett L. Brown voice. You can see video of the entire episode, including the sheer joy on my face. I wrote it into the script. Over on Patreon. Also, head over to Patreon for a bonus episode where I talk about how much the character of Doc Brown meant to me as a child. Okay, let's talk next week's gimmick poll. These are your choices for next week's episode gimmick. They are: do a foghorn leghorn voice, build a marble run, do some Tinder swiping, and our returning gimmick, record it in a town square. So once again, that's number 1, do a foghorn leghorn voice. Number 2, build a marble run. Number 3, do some Tinder swiping. And number 4, the returner, record it in a town square. There are no returning gimmicks this time, but there will be soon. Remember that any gimmick that gets just a single vote is eligible for a second chance in 6 weeks. Be sure to vote over on Patreon. The poll closes September 21st at noon Eastern America time. I'm taking a brief pause because I don't remember if I finished the script. Okay, I did. All right, time for today's gimmick, which is do it while drunk. Of course, gimmicks don't start until housekeeping is out of the way in case any of them prevent me from sharing vital information. So, I'm completely sober right now, but I'm about to make a very strong cocktail that only the Patreon subscribers will get to see the recipe. Yeah, there's perks. I'm going to drink it, wait 1 hour, then resume recording immediately after this seamless edit that I'm about to do right now. And you don't get the benefit of how clunky and bad that edit is going to be on the here on the video version, but I'm going to make it very choppy and clunky and awkward. One of my favorite things is to tee up an incoming edit and then do it really poorly. I will never not love editing jokes in things. So welcome to the Patreon subscribers only cocktail corner. The cocktail that we're making today is called Drinking Grey Goose straight out of the bottle. And here's why, folks. I wanted evidence that this is not I took a Grey Goose bottle and filled it with water. And then I was like, well, what cocktail can I make? And then I was like, fuck it. You know what? The drunk part is all that matters. So here we go. Once again, drink responsibly. I have such a magician's brain that I'm like, Billy, you just took it out of frame, so you're probably swapping it out with the one that has water in it. No, I'm sorry. Here, look, in case you need to see, it's still sealed. This one's sealed. It's not water. I'm really about to just chug this. I don't know if I can do this on YouTube. I vaguely recall like watching late night television and like, I don't know. This is so weird. I want to say it was Craig Kilborn who was like, you can only drink, or maybe it was Drew Carey's boss. I want to stress again, I'm completely sober. Okay, so it's off. And yeah, I was going to get some shot glasses. I have some cute ones. I have some Michael Myers ones. I have the Thing from the Fantastic Four for when it's clobbering time. Though between you and me, I think the better Marvel pun is a Thor shot glass, because then you're getting Natalie Portman. No, hammered. So okay, here we go. This is the bottle of Grey Goose. I'm gonna throw out here. Not a big drinker. Cocktails, anything. I tend to prefer cocktails. Not big on beer, not big on wine. But again, no frills. Sláinte, which is Irish for cheers, I believe. Well, I'll get back to you on what Irish for Frasier is. Woo! Okay. One big swig. I want to say that was 2 shots worth. We've gone down to here. I'll be honest with you folks. Again, not a big drinker. Not my vice of choice. I'm more into sweets. Woo! Yeah. Now I'm like doing the math on like how much is going to get me in the right spot for the podcast. So, probably a little more. There we go. That ought to do it. So, I'm going to stop recording, though I did consider doing a time lapse just for proof. You know what? Let me pop the calendar up. You can see there, 6:26 and 54 seconds p.m. on Thursday, September 14th, 2023. I will come back in 1 hour, so 7:26. Hopefully, I'll be loopy stoopy. I'm not going to drink any more than that. I might have some crackers, because, you know, I don't want to fuck this up and overdo it. But, again, what I just drank, that ought to be enough to get things going. So, hey, guess what? You don't get deprived of a bad edit, because there's one coming up any minute. Train horn. I missed the train again. Hey everybody. Okay. Again, you video fuckers get to see a little extra. For confirmation, it is now 7:27:05 on Thursday, September 14th, 2023. I'm standing here in the parking lot of the Twin Pines Mall, and it's time to resume the show. So thanks for joining me again. Again, thank you for being a beautiful patron person. So you get to see a little extra. You get a little show. And like a year from now, so on September 14th, 2024, you get to see this for free. Good for you. Hey, I guess we should probably get the show rolling again. All right, back to my script. Remember, seamless edit, seamless transition. I should probably mute my computer just in case, but I don't know. Who knows? Maybe this will be a good part of the... I'm not wearing the clip-on mic. There's a little bonus. You couldn't even fucking hear anything. Boy, this is going well. All right. So far, so good. Drunk confirmed. Jesus Christ. I didn't film it, but earlier I could not figure out a very simple thing that I know how to do in my music program, so we're just off to the fucking races. All right. But, let's do that thing when you see a parent or a cop and you're just kind of like, here we go, being serious. But now we are entering the gimmick zone. From this point on, gimmicks are active and everything is improvised. There's no sponsored topic for today's episode, so I'll take inspiration from a randomized Wikipedia page, which is Lester Frankel. I hope you're ready to learn all about Lester Frankel, because I'm about to learn about Lester Frankel. I'm seeing was, so no longer with us. Real shame. Lester, you should have come to the party. Lester Frankel. Lester Robert Frankel, 1913 to February 11th, 2006. Interesting. No date for birth. It just says 1913. I already have so many questions about Lester Frankel, mysterious person. A prominent American survey statistician. If you enjoyed the Hanani Toot Theorem episode, have I got some statistics for you? He studied under Harold Hotelling. That's funny on several levels, because one, you could be telling a hoe something, or you could be a hotelier. Receiving a master's degree from Columbia University in 1936 and in 1953 was elected as a fellow of the American Statistical Association. He was the 70th president of the American Statistical Association in 1975. Folks, what am I bringing to the table? You can hit random page on Wikipedia whenever you want. I need to enhance this for you. I've had some people complain that the show has kind of turned into just me reading Wikipedia. Well, to that I say, this one is just me reading Wikipedia, but I'm drunk. Full disclosure, I have not drank in a while, at least to excess. I often have a tail of the cock when I'm out with my hot friends, and we're doing hot girl shit. I haven't really indulged. Actually, I was at a bar last night, and I got... Fuck it, it's a plug. Guess what? Navari Rez, free plug. Navari Rez is a bar in Portland that I like to frequent with my hot friends, and they have a drink that's formerly known as the George Clooney. I don't know why. Did George do something to lose the name? I do not know. But it was a slushy lemonade drink with a shot of silver 1800 rum or something. I don't know. I'm not a connoisseur of the booze-a-halls. But what they did was they served it. I'm supposed to be talking about Franklin Pierce here. Get a "What Up, It's Your Boy Franklin Pierce" t-shirt over at bearclawbilly.tpublic.get a shirt. Okay. No, so I got this drink, not the George Clooney, and it had a bottle of rum in it, a nip, if you will. So on the menu, they described it as it has a nip of rum in it, and I thought nip as in the amount. We put a little nip of rum in it. They put an entire airline size bottle. Side note, I have an uncle who's a pilot. I don't see him often. He had at least 4 wives. You know the type. Uncle. And so he was a pilot. And once he flew Patrick Stewart, and yes, I mean he sat on his back and Patrick went beer. That was an okay impression of Patrick Stewart pretending to be an airplane, if I do say so myself. But I remember I did not go on a plane until a trip to Chicago in the year Trump was president, but not COVID yet. Actually, was he president? I can't remember. I think I went in 2016. Fuck. Okay, so if I rambled before, clearly on drunk, when you're on drunk, you ramble a lot more when you're Billy and you're drunk. Nip. Okay, let's backtrack. Nip of rum directly in the drink is the main thing we're doing here. But side quest. It's fun to say I'd been on a plane at a very young age, but I hadn't actually flown anywhere, because I got to hang out in my uncle's. He did Cessnas. He flew little private planes. And at one point, he got to fly Patrick Stewart for, I don't want to get the timing wrong, but I believe it was reshoots on Insurrection. So not even one of the good ones. But in the grand scheme of things, okay, better than Picard season 3, am I right? Anyway,
What does this have to do with Lester Frankel? Well, it turns out they put 1800 silver rum into the beverage. So I get it, and I take a sip, and I'm like, oh, that's good. And somebody mentions to me, yeah, they're pretty strong. And I'm like, really? Because this feels like it doesn't have any rum in it. And it's because you're supposed to lift the nip out, and it like floods it from the bottom. You know me, I love flooding the bottom. I think we have a title for the episode, with all apologies to Lester Frankel, prominent American survey statistician. And now I can hear my roommates yelling about Dolph Lundgren in the other room. My roommates, of course, are... what are the aliases I gave them? Side note, Alias was a show I really enjoyed. I've seen it up through season 2 like 4 times. I keep getting to like where it like gets interesting, and then none of my friends want to keep going with it. I really loved Alias, like in theory, but like it's an Abrams, so you never know how it's gonna end. Oh man, that man fucked Star Wars and Star Trek. Not many people can say that. The story about the drink. Okay, so the not quite George Clooney, it had a little nip of 1800 silver, and so you're supposed to lift it up, and it goes. So I did not know that. So I took a couple of sips, and somebody was like, "Yeah, they make them really strong," and I'm like, "Huh? Well, you can barely taste the booze." And then somebody was like, "Well, you got to lift the nip out," and I'm like, "Oh." Lift the nip. Hashtag lift the nip. Another great title. And by the way, I already forgot the last thing I said was going to be the title. So here's the thing. I'd already drank half of it. So I'm now getting half the base of the drink and all of the booze. Like, I could kind of taste it a little bit, like when you shove a nip in there. Another great title for this episode. Shove a nip in there. When you shove a nip in there, a little bit comes out, but for the most part, it's all right there in the bottle. It's physics. It's amazing. I don't know how it works. Please consider the following. And so, so I lift it out, and so now I'm basically drinking, like, not straight rum, but like the drink is half rum. And I'm like, yeah, they make it strong. And then it's like, technically I made it strong. I'm the one who pulled it out. But yeah, it's very good. It was where that whole story was going. Also, I'm going to say, I have not drank to excess in a long, long time. It's been several years. To be completely honest, I hit it kind of hard in college, made bad decisions, and then said, you know what? I take full responsibility for my bad decisions, but let's get booze out of the equation. So yeah, I stopped drinking as much. Not to say that I don't do recreational substances now and then. But I don't know. I don't drink a whole lot. I don't know. It just kind of stopped being appealing to me. Also, hangover, which, by the way, that's why I chose Grey Goose tonight, because apparently clear alcohols, which are for rich women on diets, according to Ron Jeremy from Parks and Recreation. No, Ron Swanson. I knew that was in here. See, this is like booze like affects the computer database. So where the fuck was I going with this? Oh, I drank Grey Goose because I didn't want to get a hangover. I'm pretty sure Grey Goose was the first shot I ever did. Did I do shots in college? I know I was visiting some friends in New Hampshire one summer. And, when you're young and dumb versus now when I'm old and dumb, there was some rule about, you couldn't go through... Son of a bitch. I'm having a core memory right now. Because when I was thinking of what booze to get to do the episode, first I thought, Lester Frankel, did he ever make any booze? We are so off topic, but like, that's what you come to expect. I mean, it's like drunk history. They don't even get around to the topic. Guess what, y'all? This is a stub. Let me read the entire fucking Wikipedia article, and then we can move on.
Lester Frankel was president of the Market Research Council and received awards for distinguished service from that organization and the American Association for Public Opinion Research. The census. All right. The census. I have no interesting stories about the census. After all, these are supposed to be improvisational jumping off points. But frankly, I prefer jumping on points, baby. Have I mentioned I'm a lusty drunk? Or maybe I will say sweet and silly. When people talk about being an angry drunk or a sad drunk, I'm just like, I do not have that. Probably because I don't have the organs that make you sad or angry. That's not true. I have them, but they're very underdeveloped. I just want to be a silly, happy ball of sunshine all the time. I have depression. That's definitely part of the package. But yeah, I don't know. I don't like wallowing in sadness. Like when I'm sad, I'm just like, all right, let's get happy. You know, like the Partridge Family theme song. These are references that people my own age don't even get. But admit it, you kind of love me for it. It's like I'm talking another language. You know, it's like I'm speaking French. But instead of that, it's, hey, this Random Monkeys episode where they made fun of I Dream of Jeannie. 2 shows most of you probably don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Get into the podcasting game, they said. Wow everyone with your crazy knowledge of things that only other people who are almost 40 might understand. Anyway, Lester Frankel worked for Dun & Bradstreet, Alfred Pollitt's Research, and Audits and Surveys Worldwide. He died after a stroke at the age of 92. Aw. Rest in peace, Lester Frankel. Another great title for the episode. I shouldn't focus on what's going to be the title, but you know what? This is me, unfiltered, baby, and what I care about is having a good title. You know, title is 90% of art. The other part is Garfunkel. So anyway, the census piece. 2 things I know about the census. Number 1, Jedi. People like to put their religion as Jedi on the census, and I believe, I could be misremembering this, I don't know if it was in America, but at one point, Jedi had to be added to the official census because enough people had listed that they were Jedi. I could be totally making this up. I'm a regular Cliff Clavin, which if you don't know, that's a guy from a thing. And the other thing about the census is there is an amazing SNL sketch about the census with Christopher Walken, and I only ever see it on the Best of Christopher Walken compilation SNL DVD. Side note, Lorne Michaels is probably a huge piece of shit, and the chickens are gonna come home to roost at some point. You're on blast, Lorne Michaels. Anyway, fucking... Yeah, go look at the census sketch. I want to say it's Tim Meadows and Christopher Walken. I'm pretty sure. I haven't watched it in so long, but I remember it just being like one of my favorite unsung SNL sketches. And folks, something I would normally save for the bonus episode. And by the way, I'm considering recording the bonus episode tonight because I feel like Drunk for This and Drunk for That are just, you know, great. One of my favorite Saturday Night Live sketches that is impossible to find, I think because of the 9/11 of it all, and 9/11 just went by. I put out a great episode that day. It's Fix My DeLorean Cast, which for some reason almost nobody has listened to. Friends, I don't know what the podcast zeitgeist is. So far, all I know is you do an episode about Weird Al, and it instantly becomes your most popular episode. No other episode will ever top it. Seriously. People still check out that episode. That one gets at least 3 downloads a week. And that's like on average. Like, people love that episode. They keep checking it out. I don't know. Maybe I'm just particularly punk as fuck in it. Yeah, it's an episode where I'm talking about camp and tackiness and cheese and style and fashion and punk and going against the grain. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say maybe that's not the main appeal. I think the main appeal is trying to spot all the Weird Al lyrics I hid in it. But go check that one out. And while you're at it, go check out the episode where I pretend to be drunk and see if I sound anything like me drunk right now. Actually, holy shit. Sometimes I forget all the tools at my disposal on this show because canonically, we have a ship computer. Computer!
play a clip of me from the episode where I pretend to be drunk. Let's say time code 1614. Is that what I sound like? You ever listen to your own voice while you're talking? It's fascinating because like the way you hear your voice is because of the way it's like echoing through the chamber of your head, which is really cool. Anyway, Lester Frankel. Yeah, I've exhausted Lester Frankel. That's not funny. Lester Frankel is no longer with us. When did he pass away? 2006. You know, he stuck it out with us, and he missed some of the worst things in history. Still around for 9/11, but not around for certain presidents. I realize the time code that I'm looking at right now is different because this show has been heavily edited. I don't know how much further, how much deeper, how much further in I want to go. I also feel like I didn't have to wait an hour. I have so little experience drinking to excess. I have much experience with excess, but not with drinking to excess. I winked for the listeners because I'm being a sexy. Which reminds me, going into this, I was like, don't talk about anything too sexy. But I've already mentioned Lester Frankel, who was a looker. You know what? Let's find us a picture of Lester Frankel. The article does not have a picture of Lester Frankel, but I think we deserve to know what Lester Frankel looked like. And you know, I'm not gonna judge. I'm not gonna judge. Like I don't wanna partake in any shaming. Lester Piggott and Frankel. This looks like it's about horse racing. I don't think this is Lester Frankel. Well, folks, I don't think we get to see what Lester Frankel looks like. But you know, beautiful in a rugged way, I hope. Anyway, folks, what was I talking about before this? Oh yeah, I was kind of worried like where this was going to go. I got stuff going on in my life. I got like, how did I word it? I told this to a friend earlier. I've met my soulmate, and honestly, I only think that happened because God felt bad for all the other shit that he was kicking out of me. What can I say? I'm a modern Job. Things are rough, folks. I'm kind of worried that the titular car of Fix My Car Cast, the Fantastic Car, might be dying, folks. It's been making a noise. I have an appointment to get it checked out in the middle of a hurricane. Yeah. If I don't have a car, I'm fucked in a lot of ways. Does the podcast end? No. I want you to know that right now. If I lose this car, the podcast still exists because at this point, we're not fixing my car. Fix My Car Cast was just the name I came up with off the top of my head on the very first day I started this podcast. I was walking to work and I was like, well, I need something to do. Why don't I start a podcast? And why don't I have that podcast raise money to get me out of debt for this stupid car that keeps having more things break on it? Folks, $3,000 is the goal of this podcast, but I have gone $9,000 into debt on this stupid fucking car. A thing we all need, I guess. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I do right free. I'm not a sad drunk. Let's go out on a happy note. Middle C. Is that a C? I don't know. Wait. I totally forgot. I had my music program open still. Middle C. Oh, one problem though. This is a drum patch, so that's not going to be an accurate middle C. Middle C. Yeah, I can't sing, so it would be a bad idea if I was about to come out with a vocal album. Oops. Anyway, yeah, I might come out with a new album soon. Check out Chomps, aka Cult Horror, original motion picture soundtrack. Check out Etholog. One is spooky and one is sexy. Apparently. Never intended for one to be sexy. That's another thing. I've been having conversations with artist friends. The friend that pointed out how sexual Etholog is also pointed out to me that a lot of my art is probably very sexual. And I had another friend ask me if I flirt with everybody. And I don't know, I'm just kind of feeling myself. Like, I'm a new person. I really feel like I've grown into like who I am. And I think part of that is being like very comfortable with me as a sexy being. So anyway, that's all there is to say about Lester Frankel. As always, play. Get out there and play. Play around. Play hard. Playgirl. The one specifically with Scott Bakula in it. Check it out. Good episode, y'all! Man, if I thought I was unfocused before, get some drinks in me. What did I even talk about? I don't know. Thanks for watching. I'm sorry if you got real excited for a legitimate cocktail and instead you got a legitimate cock fail. The old whiskey dick, the old vodka wiener, the old Kahlua-Peen. Another great title. But alas, we're all done here. Go. Growlbacks. Where's that from? Homestar Runner.